Why don't we talk about Howlin' Wolf a little bit, and maybe we can dive back into Sam Phillips. So Howlin' Wolf, his real name was Chester Burnett. He was born in 1910. He died in 1976. Coming up in the 30s, would tour around the South playing music anywhere he could, and he played with Robert Johnson, like the legendary blues guy, the father of the blues, the guy that invented the blues, that's just really, really cool. They said also then that he kind of crossed paths with Sam Phillips because he was a traveling musician. And Ike Turner was one of Sam Phillips's like talent scouts.
Yeah.
And heard Howlin' Wolf and brought him in. And Sam hadn't formed Sun Records yet. So he recorded Howlin' Wolf and then licensed most of his stuff to Chess Records. Mick Jagger saw Howlin' Wolf play and said that it inspired him to want to make blues music and was always one of the Stones' most influential acts.
I think Mick just wanted to be black.
He probably did.
I mean, he moved.
They loved the blues. And
absolutely.
So one of the new things we're going to do in the Prisoners of Rock and Roll is we now have upgraded our technology, and we're going to play some clips of some songs.
Ooh.
We're not famous enough yet that anybody's going to sue us, so we think we can get away with this. Let me play 30 seconds of it. And this is Smokestack Lightning from Howlin' Wolf.
Listen to that snare drum.
Oh, smokestack lightning, shining just like gold. But don't you hear me crying? Woo, woo, woo.
Sam Phillips said that he didn't care about how musicians sounded. He cared more about how the music made you feel.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge blues guy. Something about that guy's voice and his music, I feel it in my fucking soul.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so fresh. It's so fresh.
Blues. If he was friends with Robert Johnson, then he also sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah, right. You can find a lot of stuff on YouTube of him, like he's just sitting down playing music and he's talking about the blues and he's talking about like what it means to have the blues.
Because he
like,
lived them.
Yeah, because he was like, you ain't got nothing. You got the blues.
Oh, yeah.
Your woman gets mad at you. You got the, and it was like, but you're like, man, you could just feel that. It is so cool. He was a big dude. He was like 6'6".
Oh, huge. Yeah.
And they said when he would play, he was like a complete maniac. They said he would get down on all fours and put like a handkerchief in the back of his pants so it looked like a tail. And he would walk around like, I'm the wolf. And he would howl.
Scared the shit out of everybody.
And like, you can find some videos, some YouTube videos of him too. He's running all over the stage. He's dancing when he's playing.
Was he smoking crack?
It's awesome. He was like possessed and he could just feel this music. And he's one of those guys that he's just kind of, he's fallen through the cracks of music.
He apparently was like a no-nonsense guy when it came down to the business of his music. That's what he did.
Yeah, and they said he also was one of the few black artists in that time that had money. He made money, and he was successful. They said, like, when he moved, he eventually signed a record deal with Chess, and when he moved to Chicago, they said he drove his own car,
his own
and
truck.
he had like $4,000 in his pocket, which is a ton of money for that era and for a black musician.
Yeah. Sure. Can you see Howlin' Wolf, working a day job?
No.
No, maybe
you didn't have to
digging ditches.
Yeah,
I could see him being a grave digger.
Yeah, just if you're into music, man, you just dive into some of his stuff. It's just really, really cool.
But at the same time, like by the time he got into music, or got discovered anyway, as we'll say, he was in his 40s, man. He was like 45, 44,
he was a veteran.
45. Yeah, he's been through it all already. He's like, now it's time to get down.
He was playing songs and on the porch with his buddies, and he was the original.
Yeah.
God knows who heard him and then ripped off of him to make other music.
You can connect to him and B.B. King and Muddy Waters, and then it goes into the Stones and how it's all connected. It's all connected. But
it's all rock and roll.
All that blues stuff, that Zeppelin and all those guys, that all came out of somebody like Howlin' Wolf.
If you want to watch a good movie about Howlin' Wolf, there's a movie called Cadillac Records, and they portray him very good in that movie.
They do.
I haven't seen that, but I'll have to check it out.
It's about Chess Records.
Yeah. Beyonce's in it. It's not a great movie at all, but that Ryan's right. The Howling Wolf part is fantastic. When they portrayed him, it's fantastic.
So